What we want to take a look at now is what we call the market system and the circular flow. Specifically, we recognize two different types of economic systems that we have. The first one is called the command economy, and the second is called a market system economy. And although there are major differences between how they interact, their goal is the same. Their goal is to effectively match our unwanted, our unlimited, our insatiable wants with our limited resources. That is the goal of any economic system, but it's how they do that that dictates the change. And the primary difference is between the two is in the ownership of resources. Who owns the resources? In a command economy, one such as socialism that we see in Korea, Cuba, China, what we used to call the USSR, which is now Russia, and what have you, a certain government bureau decided who or owned all, the government or the state owns all of the resources. And they made decisions based what we call the 5 fundamental questions, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Our market system, one that we advocate, one that we use in the United States, basically in this situation, we the people owned probably 95% of the resources. We own the labor, we own the land, we own the capital, which is plant and equipment, and we are in control of our own entrepreneurial ability. Earlier I said that there were 5 fundamental questions that each economic system had to answer. And the way it was answered in a command economy, as I said before, the government answers these questions for the people. In our system, one of what we call mixed capitalism is called one where the market answers these questions. The first of these 5 questions is, what is to be produced? We're going to confine ourselves strictly to the market system. What is to be produced in the market system is defined in the market system. It is decided in the market system. If you buy a particular good, your economics book, Coca-Cola, you go to a particular movie or buy a particular pair of jeans or something, you cast a dollar vote for the continuance of that particular product to be continued to be produced. If there are enough people that buy those jeans, that buy that blouse, that buy those earrings, that go to that movie, then those items will continue to be produced. So we make that decision by casting what we call a dollar vote. The second of the 5 major questions is, how is a good to be produced? Well, in the United States, we use what is called the least cost method, which means that we want to be able to produce a good. As a producer, you want to be able to produce it at the lowest price. Because if you can produce something lower than your competitor, you can always benefit more from that than those that have to charge a higher price, because somebody who can get something for $12 will obviously not pay $14 for it. And in order the least cost method, what I've done here is I've put the resources, labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurial ability, and the price per unit that we have. In this case, labor is $2, land is $1, and capital and entrepreneurial ability are both $3. And then I have a technique up here, one that we are going to allocate. We are going to distribute our resources. Under this technique number 1, I have that we will use 4 units of labor. So our total labor bill is 8, 2 times 4. We will allocate 1 unit of land for the production of this good. If this is $1, 1 unit would be $1. 3 of entrepreneurial ability and capital are each $3, and therefore our total cost to produce this particular good is $15. If we can sell that good at a price of $20, then we in fact have made what is called a $5 economic profit. Anybody who cannot produce the product at this particular price at $15 will eventually go out of business, or will have to adapt technologically to this particular, get the capital necessary to be able to produce that good at a lower price. The third question, I'm going a little bit out of the, away from the book here. I'm going to take the fourth question. Who will get the output? In our economic system, in the market system, anybody who has the money will get the good. You not only have to be able to pay, but you have to be willing to pay for a good. And those are the people that will get the good. The ones who are willing and able to be able to afford the good will get the good. In a sense, the market system is very unbiased, it's very unprejudiced, but in the other way, it is extremely biased and extremely prejudiced. In the fact that those of you who want the good will get it, provided you can pay for it. If you have an affliction of cancer, of God forbid, AIDS or what have you, once your insurance is completely exhausted, once you've hit your limit on your medical insurance, the insurance companies look at you and say, it's been nice, but we are no longer going to pay for it. And therefore, if you want to pay for it, you can, but we are not going to anymore. So therefore, who will get the output? The people who pay the money to get it. How can we accommodate change? We can accommodate change through prices. Unaltered prices reflect true value, unaltered. Prices that have not been changed or altered by the government. We'll cover that a little bit later. Prices that have not been changed or altered by the government. If we have two goods, let's say corn and wheat, and we're growing them in the same amounts, 100 acres of corn and 100 acres of wheat, they both, they both sell in the marketplace for $100 a bushel. In essence, I really don't care, assuming my costs are the same. In essence, I really don't care what I produce, whether I produce corn or whether I produce wheat. But let us, for some reason, say that the price of corn has gone up. Somewhere, people are demanding corn. Perhaps the Surgeon General comes down and says, if you eat more corn, you will never get a sore throat. So even though the price of corn might be $10 an ear, $10 a dozen for a dozen ears, you want to eat more corn, and therefore that will drive the price up. And therefore, with that situation, prices allow us to accommodate change. Prices allow us to change resources from the production of one particular good to the production of another. And how will the system accommodate or promote change? The system will be able to promote change through technological advancement and through capital achievement, through capital acquisition. This is basically the chapter on the market system and the circular flow. Again, if you have any questions, please post them on the discussion board and email me individually, and I'll answer them individually, and I'll also post the answer on discussion board. Thank you very much. Have a great day.